I think it was 5 silver bells for a penny, I think.
Yeah.
And then you could get chocolate drops. It was cheap too. I don't know how much that was.
Back they used to have what they call bucket candy. And bucket candy was loose candy, but it's broken peppermint sticks and just different kinds of candy, you know. But you could get a nickel's worth of bucket candy and it'd last you a month, you know.
Daddy would bring a lot of samples home
Yeah.
too. In the wholesale grocery deal.
Now, I heard that he helped invent JFG coffee. You know that story?
I don't know anything about that except what I've heard you tell.
Who told you that, Joseph?
The fellow from Baltimore, he's passed away, I can't remember his name. He came to a Whitaker reunion.
Oh, really?
He just said that Johnny Ray was in the Chattanooga offices of Ragland and Potter. And he was always mixing up coffee grounds, different kinds, and he just put them together, and they liked the mixture.
And come up with what, JFG?
JFG,
Yeah.
Johnny and somebody, I guess.
Well, that's the name of a big company still that sells coffee and other things, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But, okay. Anything else you can think of?
I remember when Daddy was working for Ragland Potter, they gave him an old 34 Plymouth, and he was a Chevrolet man. But his company car was a 34 Plymouth, and he fussed about that. He wasn't happy at all about that Plymouth. And I heard him tell Mother one morning, he said, if they don't get me a new car, I'm going to quit and find me another job. He said, can't drive these Plymouths. And I remember being concerned about that. Think, well, how if he quits, how in the world how are we going to make it, you know? But I'm sure he was just talking. But
Was that the one the doors opened back this way?
I think so.
Yeah, that was backwards.
But at any rate, he went to Chattanooga every Saturday. They had their sales meetings every Saturday. And about 2 or 3 Saturdays after I'd heard him tell Mother that, he came back in with a brand new 1937 Chevrolet. And that's the one that he had the accident with and got killed.
We used to go to Chattanooga with him, go shopping while he was
Yeah.
at his salesman's meeting. Go home loaded. Mother'd have shopping bags. You got Betty Jane a ring over there.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Betty Jane Willis. Yeah.
A ring, that's unheard of. A little 3rd grader probably.
Probably so. We'd go over there with him frequently, I guess, 2 or 3 times a year, probably when the seasons changed, I don't know.
We went often.
But it was convenient, it was a good place for Mother to shop, and Daddy had to be there. So while he was in doing his business,
We went down on Market Street. You go to Chattanooga's, Market
Some.
Street's still a good...
They've renovated, that's where the aquarium is, and they fixed it up real nice down there.
Really?
I wish I knew where Ragland Potter warehouse used to be.
I think later it became Ragland Brothers, didn't it?
Yeah. But I've often thought, I remember that old platform out there where they'd back up and load the trucks.
Yeah, we'll have to go to Chattanooga sometime and look around.
I wouldn't.
They have a warehouse road that they fixed up and have stores selling out of there. It's between the Chattanooga Choo Choo Hotel
Yeah.
and the aquarium. That's where the warehouse row is, and that may be the same area. Maybe not, but could be.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't have any idea. If I saw it, I wouldn't recognize it for sure.
Were you ever on the radio?
Sister's Best Fella?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
January. Well, they had a contest, I believe. Is that right? I don't know, but anyway, January the 10th, 1939, I made my radio debut, and my whatever it was you call it, my
Recitation? Recitation?
Yeah, my speech was, the title of it was My Sister's Best Fellow.
That was WSB Atlanta.
Yeah, and the Biltmore Hotel.
Yeah.
And I remember Mother telling Daddy that I was going to be on the radio. And he said, well, I'm going to hear that. But he got killed about 3 weeks before my speech.
And I got to go to Atlanta to WSB. Who'd I go with? Miss Hampton, I believe. Somebody.
So did you recite it live? So
You
were
still
there?
know it?
All I know is my sister's best fellow is most 6'3", handsome and tall as a fellow can be.
I remember that part.
That's all I can go with. It seemed to me at the time that it was a rather long speech, but it may have not been much more than that, but it seemed like mighty long. And I also remember that the morning that we were down there and we were supposed to talk on the radio, my nose got all stopped up, and Mabel Hensley got some Vicks nose drops. And
she's a music teacher.
and poured those down me, and it cleared me up. But I was talking, you know, how you do when your nose all stopped up. But she was about to panic. She put the Vicks nose drops to me. I remember that.
I didn't remember that, but Mabel Hensley was a great person.
Yeah.
I guess she probably died now.
Oh, she's been dead for several years. And I regretted so much that I didn't go to see her. I went a couple of times, but
she really believed in Joseph. I had her too, but
Did Joseph sing? Was he a music teacher?
no.
speech or expression or
Yeah, she was, well, they called it expression back then. That was a speech teacher, wasn't it?
mm-hmm.
Expression, they called it expression. But that was her. Her business was a music teacher.
We both took expression.
Is
And
that
music.
is that like private lessons?
At
Expression?
school.
In school?
No, you take it to school, yeah.
You paid though.
Yeah.
When your father died in the car wreck, I know that's big news there. How did y'all hear about that?
You remember, right?
Clarence Ray.
Clarence Ray and S.O. Penland came down. We'd already gone to bed and left the Christmas tree lights on for Daddy. And they came in. Of course, the house was unlocked. Nobody locked the doors back then. And I remember the way they said it was, Alice, Johnny got killed a few minutes ago.
That's what they did.
It's exactly the way they presented it, you know. And
I can't remember Mother, but I remember Grandmother said, she started ho, 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 crying out loud and said, well, he is prepared to go. You remember that?
they didn't tell her till the next day, did they?
Well, when they told her, she did that, just cried, boo-hooed out big and loud and said, he is prepared to go. And I think she gone to bed and didn't know it that night either.
Yeah, I don't think.
But y'all heard it that night?
Yeah,
It was about between 8 and 8:15, I think.
Yeah, I think his watch stopped at 8:12, and everybody thought that the jolts had probably caused it to stop then. And it was.
They came by pretty quick.
Yeah,
It was close.
just no time.
And this was on Highway 5 below town?
Yeah, about a quarter mile below town.
Where is his watch? Do you have it?
I don't know.
I don't believe so.
I know Mother didn't think that was his watch. She thought he had a better watch than that, I think. I think it was a watch. I think I've got his watch because I got a pack of Camel cigarettes
Yeah, he smoked
that
them.
had, they've done still got, they're back, I think, they're around here somewhere. I believe the watch is in there. But I do remember Mother thinking that he had a little bit better watch than that, and she's afraid somebody had lifted it off of him.
Now, you said he was from the south part of Gilmer County?
Yeah.
Talona.
Talona. What do you know about his parents?
Well, there were Josie Ray and Joseph Ray. Joe Ray, he was called.
What they do for a living?
She didn't work, and what did he do?
Well, I don't know anything about him at all because he died.
Yeah, he died before they were married, I think.
I didn't know much about him. I'm assuming he was a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody did back then.
Either they taught school or they was farmers.
Okay. Now, your mother's mother and her husband, tell us about them.
Benjamin Porter Whitaker and Patience Ellen Allen Whitaker. And then mother named me Ellen after her, but then she wanted me to name Mimi Patience. But I couldn't do that. You tell something about them.
I can't remember too much except Granny, our grandmother on my mother's side, we called Granny, I guess, didn't we?
We called her grandmother for a long time. Then I think you started the Granny.
Short down to Granny, but at any rate, she had two sons that worked for the railroad, and she had a railroad pass. And after my grandfather died, and he died about 1934.
Probably.
I'm not sure, but along in there somewhere. And after he died, she would go and spend a little time with each of her children. She'd go to Etowah and spend some time with her daughter. And she'd go down and spend some time with an Alpharetta with another daughter, and then come and spend some time with us.
3 months, I think.
I don't reckon she ever stayed with Mike and Frank or Luke, did she? She's always...
She stayed with Frosty, though.
Yeah, with the daughters is who she did. But anyway, she had a railroad pass. She could travel around to all these places.
She had her little grip she took.
Yeah. And then the last 10 or 12 years, I'd say, of her life, she lived with us. And she did that by choice. Got to where she wasn't able to be traveling around to different places. And she stayed with us. And she and I used to play Hully Gull.
You remember saying that for
Hully Gull, handful, how many? And you had to guess how many is in whatever it was, marbles or coffee beans or whatever, you know. But she used
Now,
to
what's
play.
Hully Gull?
Huh?
What's Hully Gull?
the name of the
That's
game.
just the name of the game. The Hully Gull, handful, how many?
Oh, it's all threes, one game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that was what you say. You put
Yes.
Yeah, you put things in your hand and hold on to them, you know. And
I
you say,
forgot
Hully
all
Gull,
this
handful, how many? And then you guess 3 or 5 or whatever. And if you guessed it right, you won. If you didn't guess it right, you lost. And you started over again. And but she was
She'd
mighty,
laugh about that, too. If she got you or you got her or
Yeah.
whatever.
but she was a mighty fine lady.
She's about as perfect a person, I guess, as ever lived. I'm talking about grandmother Ed.
Yeah. She was fine.
And grandmother Josie Ray. Remember those big apples Daddy brought? He brought the biggest, beautiful apples, just a certain number. I mean, you remember?
No.
When she wore a cape around her shoulder, she got her 2 of them, had them under her arm when she left. I guess me and your mother knew it anyway. It's all right, but she could have had them anyway.
Well, one thing that I remember about her that stands out, and I don't remember how old I was, but I wasn't very old, but Daddy had bought me a hatchet to split kindling with. And, of course, I don't guess I split much, but that was probably his hatchet, but he called it, I called it mine. But at any rate, she come down to see us, and that hatchet was laying there on the hearth. I suppose it was in where she could see it anyway. And I wasn't at home. I was uptown doing something. And she decided she wanted that hatchet, and she put it under her coat.
Probably that same cape.
And took it with her, a cape or something. But I ran into her. I was coming home as she was going home, and I saw that handle sticking out from under her cape or her coat or whatever it was. Anyway, I took that thing back and took it home and told her that was mine. She couldn't have it. And Mother said, well, I didn't tell her she could have it. She just took it, you know. But she was
I
pretty...
didn't remember that.
You don't remember that? I don't remember about the apples, but I know she got that.
Tell, who's Aunt Margie? Tell about her.
Well, Aunt Margie, you know, tell about that. She was Daddy's sister,